Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another uh, edition of Backyard Sports Art Online, Season 1 of the Backyard Baseball League. This is will be first playoff game that has been featured. The second one hasn't been played yet, to my knowledge. So this one is Vissery and Rajahs. Rajahs is the 3 seed and has home field advantage in this game against Vissery. Interestingly enough, both teams had Ekman Acres as their home field during the regular season, so there's no real home field advantage, so to speak. Just kind of interesting. Uh, kind of similar to how season 0 was in that regard for the first round of the playoffs. Um,
hmm
if you look at the bottom right hand corner, you do have the playoff bracket there. So if anyone wants to see that that's where that is, there's could probably briefly go over the standings, the final standings for the season.
Sure, yeah. Uh, Laharl, defending champ, and his Crazy Fishes finished 9-2. They're the 1 seed. Craig Gentry and the Little Wombats finished in second. Those two teams have first round buys, and so the winner of this Rajahs Vissery matchup goes on to play Craig Gentry. The winner of the other playoff matchup between the 4 and 5 seeds, who are Arco Thunder and Loba, will go on to play Laharl.
The sixth seed was actually a three-way tie between Viziri, uh,
Yeah, Vissery
Trigatris. I have a hard
and
time
Person.
pronouncing his name. And Person is all at a 6-5 record. Um, yeah, so there should be a lot of good competitive matches as far as the 16s that made the playoffs.
Yeah,
Interestingly enough, Viziri scored the most runs out of any team in the entire league and is the sixth seed.
yeah, they really came on strong at the end of the season. I was kind of hoping Vissery would make the playoffs, just as a observer, because they did score so many runs during the regular season. They'll just, I think make for some fun playoff matches, starting with this one.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Before we get back into uh, the playoff game, um, Question Monkey, you had something that you wanted to bring up before we get into stuff?
Oh yeah, just like a brief update on the upcoming developments with the new Scum VM build that we'll be releasing. Uh, I guess when are we releasing it? Hopefully, we'll be ready like at the end of this season after the finals. Uh, Everything seems to be going pretty well. One last thing that we just added was that uh, Vissery found out that the Super Colossal Dome uh, field, which you can play like in the championship of the single player season mode, was not available to play online. Vissery found out that it wouldn't be that big a change in the code to make that happen. So it will be available, which is pretty fun. It's a cool field. You got like good crowd noises. It's a good field. I think it'll be a good addition. Yeah, so we're hoping within the next couple of weeks we'll have a sort of I'll call it a beta, but hopefully the final version, unless we discover some issues of this new build.
Yeah, so that's really exciting to look forward to in the next couple of weeks or so. Um, Be really exciting to see how the feedback that we get from that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
DLW says that he likes that Dante and Mo are playing in the playoffs.
Dante always a fan favorite. Has some of the best like animations, like when he's just hanging out in the field doing nothing. His little like idling animations are cool. I think he's got a good. They really like kind of filled out his personality, his mannerisms, all that pretty well in the game. I think.
Yeah, like he's just always hungry.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
so
like
let's
I
see.
like that these like personalities and little jokes that cracked us all up when we were like 12 years old playing this game originally are still kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah. Dante is definitely one of the most popular and has a good character. Kind of story and personality to him.
Yeah, and not a bad player. All right, should we get started?
Yep, that's what I was just about to say. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Vissery's Blue Jays against the Rangers, I believe.
Yep. So for those who haven't been following the season that closely, or those that have, uh, we we have the Rangers, who are a pretty solid team overall, led by Derek Jeter, Barry Larkin, Angelo Del Vecchio, their pitcher, and we got Vissery's Blue Jays, led by Mikey Thomas. It's looking like the front runner for the Slugger of the Year award. Really, it seems like it's between him and Griffey Jr. Yeah, Mikey Thomas, Pete Wheeler among the players on the Blue Jays squad.
Yeah, interesting enough, the Blue Jays have all of their five starter players are all backyard kids.
Yeah, definitely makes for a fun squad. Devin picked a good squad, I think. Not just that it's all backyard players, but really offensively, even on paper at the draft, it looked like offensively this team was going to be good. And if they had issues, it was going to be in the field.
Gonna hit a touchdown.
Yeah, it's even more surprising that without any pros at all, it kind of hinders your team typically.
Mm-hmm.
But they did really well, even considering that.
Yep, agreed. All right, Mikey at the plate. Not the hitter you want to be facing under any circumstances, but they did manage to keep Luann and Pete off the base bats, which is nice.
Nice low pitch right there.
Really, this 1 through 3 is obviously how Vissery's, a big source of Vissery's run production this season.
If you haven't been following the season, walks are 2 balls, so that's why Angelo Vecchio is throwing the 2 intentional balls to complete the walk.
Yep, I agree, Rajahs. Just hope all the fit players have fun out there. No one gets hurt. I hope that Pete Wheeler hits touchdown for his sake. Maybe he'll shut up about it. Mo smacks that solidly to right. Vicky, that arm is deceptively pretty solid. Doesn't look like she has it in her, looking at her, but she can make those throws.
Yeah, I think that you could definitely see There's certain players that Rajahs liked in season 0 that he wanted to carry over into this season with
Hmm.
Angela and with Vicky.
Hmm. Yeah, Angela, very controversial player. I think we talked to her about it. Talked about why she may be a little controversial in that last cast we did a few weeks ago. But yeah, not the most skilled in the field, but she can pitch and she can come through with the clutch home run once in a while.
Almost got a double play there, but not enough separation off the base to get the second out.
Sean Green has had a very good season as a free agent. Lefties might sort of have a slight advantage in this current version of the game, but he's as a free agent has 5 home runs, which I think, yes, it leads all free agents. But Lisa managed to strike him out with that big left hook.
Yeah,
One
Lisa's
of
got
the
those hooks down.
Yeah, that's for me at least. That's one of the tougher pitches. Gives me a really hard time. This Lisa left hooks. It's
Yeah.
not like goofy like Delgado's windup, but she does kind of have a high release point.
hmm I think the hardest hooks are the ones that are start out like really high, and then they just barely get the top of the strike zone, and you think they're gonna be high.
Hmm. Nice pitch there.
Jalen pointing out that it's also Tony versus Angela,
Oh yeah, it is. Good point.
and they both get boosted when they play against each other.
On cue, Tony. That was a scum special there. You heard that nice smack, and then pop up to short.
Yeah, I'm sure our players are not gonna miss that once the new build's out.
Hmm.
Ooh, low pitch just hitting the bottom of the strike zone there from Angela.
Dimitri to center. Nope. Is that Jeter there in center?
Yep, that was Jeter, and that was a nice hit, but just hit it right to the wrong place.
Yeah, Jeter in center, I guess, makes a little bit of sense. At Ekman, there's kind of a lot of ground out there to cover.
Need someone with speed and a decent arm that can catch pretty well.
Hmm. And those always worry me when you're get the ball as the pitcher and the first baseman is running like away from you to first base. I always feel like it's gonna bounce off his head and go out of play.
Oh wow, they
Oh
bumped into
no,
each other. Allowing Burnett
that's
to get to
rough.
first base.
Burnett has also had a pretty solid season as a free agent.
This might be a double play ball.
Oh no.
Forgot about Luann at second though. Her arm, even if
Hmm.
she would have caught
I,
that cleanly, most likely going into bend two anyway.
I agree.
From the windup, rose it. Strike! Whoop! I should have swung. Runner on first, 2 out. The stretch and the offering. The swing. Whoop! Slice. 0 and 2. From the stretch and the throw. The swing. First. And she grabs it. Great shot to first. She's out. That'll end
Oops.
the inning. One left on.
Mo gets there eventually.
Scoreless tie. Lisa Crockett, ready for the pitch.
Lisa, I think a slightly underrated hitter, I'm going to say. Maybe not underrated, but
And the throw.
overlooked, maybe.
No out. Into the motion, throws it.
I think Lisa is under. I guess either way you look at it, overlooked, underrated.
From the stretch,
Definitely is a better player than most people think she is.
Yeah, like she's got like doubles power, you know. It might not be home run power, but she can hit one in the gap once in a while.
She's set, throws it. The swing.
And if you combine that with her pitching, that most people don't really look at either.
Ready now, throws it. The swing.
Solid all-around player.
Whoop. Slide.
Definitely.
Nobody out. From the windup and the pitch.
It's already the third inning.
That's a
Game's
foul.
flying by.
And the count is
It is. Had a couple base runners on each side, I think,
And the count
but
is 0 and 2.
neither team able to really put together that rally that you need, or to
Line drive.
hit a home run.
Takes the dive and makes the catch. And that's an out.
Whew, nice catch there.
They both dive.
Is that Marty?
for it.
Reese, ready to go, hits the inhaler. Flip that bat around.
This time I'm gonna smack. The target goes up. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Strike.
Reese is preparing for backyard dancing with the stars.
Would he be good at that?
I don't know, but I think he would enjoy it.
I agree. He's got some showman in him for sure.
This one's for you, Teddy. Into the motion, the pitch. Swing. Chopper to third, and he grabbed it. Straight to first.
Oh, that'll work for Luann. A little bit of confusion in the infield there.
What am I supposed to do again? The coach calls timeout.
It's always funny when it looks like they're just gonna like catch it normally, and then they dive and it hits them in the back.
Vissery thinking about some lineup adjustments, maybe. Or thinking about stealing.
From the windup and delivered. High ball one. Tried to steal. On to second. You're all right, you know. And the throw to first. That's
Ooh,
fine.
out of play.
Oh,
It goes out of play.
wow.
Runners take one base.
Maybe a little bit of luck there for Vissery. Get all the way to third. Wow.
Runner on third. 2 out.
Oh, it looks like
It looked like.
Rajahs put Jeter at catcher there. That was the
Oh,
timeout.
I see.
Looped up. Jump. Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Got it.
almost a run, but no.
Left one
Escape
on third.
without no damage
A
done.
scoreless
Mhm.
tie. Okay, that'll bring up Vicky Kawaguchi. Into the windup. Throws it. Swing. Foul. With nobody out.
Vicky fouls one
Into
off.
the windup. And the delivery. A swing. Foul ball. 0-2.
And another one.
Target goes up. Fire. A swing. A bouncing ball. And she grabs it.
Ooh,
She
that was a
fires
nice
third.
That one
throw
has
by
some
Lisa.
potential. It was.
Barry Larkin steps up.
Very nice throw.
Was not expecting that cannon from Lisa right there.
Swing. Foul ball. 1 out. The windup. Rose it.
Come on, man.
Target goes up. Rose it. Swing. Whoops. Slice. And the count is 0-2. Takes her stretch. The pitch. That was ball 1. And the count is 1-2. The windup. Rose it. Swinging. Sliced it. From the windup and delivered. Swing. Whoops. Slice. 1-2. Target goes up. And the offering. Swinging.
Was that
Chopper to third. Hit a little lever to the mound. Straight to first. Safe. Oh, 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 oh. Derek Jeter up to bat.
All right, Jeter at the plate.
A swing. Foul ball.
It's hard to keep those inside pitches fair on scum.
Delivered.
Definitely. Oh, there's a ground ball.
Lays out. He's got it now. Over to second safe.
Not
Ooh,
able to get
keeps
his
it out
out
at second.
though.
John Green comes to the plate.
Nice rally for the Rangers right now.
Definitely a
Here's the motion. And
as good a situation as you could ask for offensively here.
nice pitch?
Sean at the plate.
Real nice pitch.
Runners on first and second.
Barry and Jeter
Into the windup. The delivery.
on the base bats.
Swing. A bouncing ball. He's got it. Out. Safe.
Mo choosing to take the out at first there.
Angela Del Vecchio coming up.
I think that was a fine decision. It's a tough call.
You got some fast base runners on the
Windup. The pitch.
bases, so
Strike.
gonna be a hard
Yeah.
time getting to.
And the
Yeah,
runners at
she
2 out.
took the
Me now.
sure out. Luann is not, it's not that unlikely that she would
A bouncing
drop a
ball.
throw to second anyway.
Lifts it up.
That one just foul. Mikey was ready to show us the cannon.
And that would have been the end of the inning too, most likely.
A swing. Thanks one.
Instead, we have
He goes up.
Angela
Rifles it straight to home plate. They just
with an
scored.
RBI single to left field.
Jeff Bagwell at bat.
Angela coming in clutch.
Time out.
Lisa getting a little bit tired here. Reese is going to come in.
Reese Worthington takes his place on the mound. I've read a lot of books. Target goes up. Here's the pitch. Strike one.
I can't believe I didn't swing.
Can't say I'm that familiar with his with his pitching.
I was frozen.
Runners on first.
Looks like he has a strong right hook. A little bit of a fastball, but not very much stamina.
Foul.
Well, if there's anyone that knows the pitches, it's gonna be Vissery, so
The delivery.
not surprising.
Swung on. Fouled one back.
Yeah, I do look that up in the spreadsheet.
Takes the stretch. Pitch on the way. A swing. And she blows it. Zings it to first. That'll send him back to the dugout.
Priest does manage to
Third inning. Two left on.
end that inning,
Blue Jays trail.
which could have gotten worse for sure. That's a key out.
To the plate.
The Rangers take the lead after 3 innings, 1-0.
Time out.
But this guy who's up right now is the kind of player who can tie it up in one pitch.
We want a batter, not a broken ladder. We want a picture, not a
From the windup and the pitch.
Hey, batter, swing.
That was ball one. No out.
Yeah, I'm a
Leading
big
them.
fan of Mikey Thomas.
Target goes up and delivers.
Yeah,
Ooh, that was nice.
that one is crushed.
Goes
Deep to right. Is it enough?
over to
Oh no. That is rough for Vis.
move on up.
Wow, that was right against the wall, off the wall.
Dog.
Literally pixels away from tying this game up.
Yep.
She delivers. Strike. Runner on first.
Normally I feel like that, maybe it's just me, like that
Takes the
wall in right is a little bit like shorter than it appears. Like the hitbox on the top of the bushes can be a little generous.
the swing.
I feel like as far as letting balls kind of that look like they might hit the wall kind of bounce off the top of the wall for a home run. But
One and two.
Visser did not get that bounce.
The stretch and delivered. Foul. And the count is 1 and 2. Over here. She is ready. The 1-2 pitch. The wing. Belted it.
No, that ball is crushed. That ball, there's no question about it.
That's a no doubter.
Out of here.
Ain't it?
Wow, Mo.
Goes. That ball is out of here.
Ain't it pretty?
That was pretty, Mo. Was a pretty
425
home run.
over there past the second tree in the Ekman's neighbor's yard.
What a blast. What a time
Yeah.
for a huge hit. Blue Jays now up 2-1. And that massive home run by Mo Vaughn.
Bring on the meat.
From the windup and the pitch. The wing. Foul ball. No out. The coach called timeout.
Move on as a free agent. Has not had the most. He's had some decent offense,
Sean
and also has pitched a little bit for a couple of teams
into the windup.
as a free agent.
Throws it.
He has great stamina.
A long fly. On the run.
Dante looking to get in on the action,
Out. Next batter, Tony.
but Vicky's out there to make the catch. Wow, what a homer by Mo.
This one, Blake.
Into the windup and the throw.
Really the kind of play that can
Loop down.
etch yourself into backyard baseball online league history.
For sure. Moments that next generation will grow up watching and seeing the highlights of.
Certainly.
Target goes up, rose it.
But if the Blue Jays can't
Pop.
finish it off, it will all be for naught.
And he makes out of there. Halfway through the inning now. The Blue Jays are ahead here, up by 1.
Jeremy, Marty, and Kimmy. Next 3 up for the Rangers.
Gotta
Like I
see
said-
if the Rangers can come back from that.
That's a foul. No out.
Yeah, like I said, Germany has been
Here's the pitch.
all
Swung
right
on.
as a free agent.
Fly. Ooh. Jumps up.
He's had a couple of key hits, although his average isn't particularly high. I recall him ripping one to right field,
Here's the pitch.
I think in the last game that we
The swing. The right.
casted.
From the stretch. The pitch.
Jeremy's one of those players that most people probably haven't heard of
Bouncing ball.
as far as the pros are concerned.
Hmm.
Probably him and Marty are two of the players that, if you just asked like some random, baseball fan, they probably never heard of,
He's ready now.
Yep, for sure.
unless they're a fan of those two teams that they played for.
This one oof, looked a lot like that one that gave Mikey and Lisa some trouble earlier. But Reese is able to make the catch.
That's one of the hardest user maneuvers or for user defense, to move the player out of the way, switch back to the player that you want to catch the ball.
Yeah, it feels like a little scary to move your player out of the way. You got to be confident that you can get that second guy over.
Here goes nothing.
Lisa stretching at the plate. She's, this baseball thing is no big deal to her.
From the windup, he throws it. Swung on. Strike. Target goes up. Throws it. Swung on. Sliced it. Nobody out.
Lisa's just gonna roll to bed and get ready to play some baseball.
The stretch and the offering.
Yeah, I don't think anything is a big deal to her. She's just steady, stoic.
The wing. A bouncing ball.
That ground ball down the first baseline,
Out of there.
gonna get scooped up
Stepping up to the plate.
by Jeff Bagwell.
I've got this game figured out. Watch me go. From the stretch, here's the pitch. The swing. Puff fly. Way to go, kid. Easy basket. And he's out.
Reese
Nice catch.
can't get anything going. Easy pop up by Deshaun Green.
This one's for you, Teddy.
Lulu at the
Yep.
bat now.
From the stretch, fire.
Sean Green, not a bad pitcher either in a pinch.
Fouled back.
Don't mind relying on him for, an inning or two.
The stretch, cuts to the plate.
Yeah, Sean Green, Marty Cordova, and Nomar Garcia Parra are
Ready now.
underrated pitchers as far as the pro players, in my opinion.
Jump.
Yeah, I agree. In
Blue Jays lead this game.
online pickup games, I find myself taking Nomar a little bit and just
Steps up.
using him as my first pitcher.
Here's the motion. Cuts to the plate. Swung on. Foul ball. The stretch. Cuts to the plate. Swinging.
Especially when you can't score a lot of runs. It's hard to draft like Schilling or someone that can only pitch for the most part, and you're getting nothing
Mhm.
offensively.
Easy play for him. Nice one, dude.
Agreed. Larkin, just a well-placed little ground ball on at first base. Could this start the rally that
Cuts to the
the
plate.
Rangers are looking for?
Swung on. A bouncing ball. Pitcher makes the catch. Tosses it home. Throws it.
Oh no,
Safe.
Interesting decision there.
Sean Green comes to the plate.
a little bit of a misclick maybe. lets Jeter on first. And now all of a sudden, we have a very dangerous situation here.
A swing. A blooper in foul territory.
Hey, over here.
Sean Green at the plate.
Runners on first and second. No out.
Had an excellent year, like I said, leading free agents in home runs.
Swing. And catches it.
Ooh, double play.
Oh, no.
Left field.
Wow. What a play by Mo. Tough luck for Rajahs there.
Mo's not going to win that many foot races, but he gets it done there for the double play and the power up.
Yep, huge play.
And roll one deep.
Angela at the plate.
Running
Oh, my.
That ball is out of here, and there is nothing left but a vapor trail. What did I tell you? I'm the best.
That one is over by Mo's and then some, I think.
Oh, my jaw dropped on that one. That was absolutely demolished.
Absolutely crushed. 507. That's into the, I think, the next yard over, like 2 yards from the Ekmans. Yeah, Reese throwing his hat down. Not happy with his performance there. But
Wow.
Angela came to play against Stoney as usual.
Bagwell at bat.
Just all the Angela haters out there, myself included, you gotta tip your cap to her.
Takes the stretch. Fire. Swing. Foul.
Beauty.
She, if you recall, had the RBI single earlier, so driving in all 3 runs for the Rangers here today.
The Blue Jays trail.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's true. Angela really stepping up.
Pete Wheeler steps in.
Wow, quite a game we got here. Early on, it looked like we might have a
I'm gonna hit
bit of a
touchdown.
pitcher's duel, 0-0.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah, maybe 1-0 kind of game, but
And
a couple of rallies for each team has really spiced things up here.
If this is going to have to get Peter Luans to figure that screaming line drive and then have him run as fast as they possibly can.
Yep,
The swing. A bouncing ball.
is that one gonna do it?
And that's an out.
Bagwell is there.
Mikey Thomas comes up to the plate.
Now we have Mikey, which is not ideal, since
The motion and the delivery.
you can either use the screaming line drive with him,
Ball. One out.
or you can just try to, try to get on base.
From the
But
windup
if he's at first, it's no guarantee he'll score on a screaming line drive. Instead, Vissery elects to use it with Mikey.
Best thing you can do when you hear that.
Vicky taking one for the team there.
The throw. Tosses it over to second.
Gets it in. Holds Mikey to a single.
Move on up.
It's Mo time.
No, that's the power up. Oh, you only had one anyway.
Cuts to the plate.
Oh no.
Grounder.
The swing.
Going grounder, looking to move the runner over.
Up the first baseline. And he stops. Picks it up. Straight to second. And that's
Oh,
out.
wow.
Over to first. He's out of there.
Instead, it's a double play.
It's a double play.
To end the game. GG.
Wow, what a game. Very well turned double play there to end things. I believe that was Larkin, Cordova, Bagwell.
What a game by both players. Well
Yeah,
played by
truly.
both teams.
Great game.
I was not
It's good.
expecting that result. Angelo Delvecchio, MVP of the game for sure.
Yeah. Just a monstrous home run. I don't know if we got the stats, but she pitched well while she was in the game.
Yeah, she only gave up
Great.
that home run to move on.
I think so, yep. No, I think that was Reese who gave up the home run. because he was. I remember him throwing his hat down on the ground.
Oh, Reese is on the Blue Jays, and so is Mo. So Reese
Oh
can't.
yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Angela probably had like 2 runs, maybe like 5 hits allowed somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And also the home run and 3 RBIs. Yeah, that's a really solid. Maybe you know in the RBBO we have a playoff Frank. Maybe for the online league it's playoff Angela.
Maybe huge game. Uh, yeah,
Looks
congrats to Rajahs and the Rangers.
Yeah, it looks like Rajahs wants to come on for an interview. So I'm gonna
Cool,
add him to the call.
cool. Huge win. Rajahs will go on to face Craig Gentry in the semifinals.
Okay.
That will be a best of three, where
Oh, I have to.
do
Okay, so
we need to like switch over to a call here?
um,
Let's see.
yeah. So if Rajas can just accept my friend request on Discord, then we can get this
Cool.
and add him to the call. Okay, there we go.
Hey, what's going on?
Rajas, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent.
Cool. Congrats. What a win.
It was exciting game.
It was.
3 lead changes. You don't really often see that. With this you know current I guess, scum mod that we have. If you
Yep.
if you believe Vissery, we're gonna see a lot more of that next season, especially with the righties being better. Um let's start here. Do you know how much my jaw drops watching it again that Mo hits a home run on line drive as far as he did? Good grief.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It
I
was
don't know what his power rating is, but
it was a great
that was huge.
great sequence there. I got him down 0-2. Vissery takes a good inside pitch for a ball, fouls one off outside, and then hits a home run. That's just great play. Um, yeah, just want to start by saying Vissery played a good season, filled in for somebody at the start, so that's a tough thing to
Agreed.
play somebody else's roster construction basically, but finished at least the regular season above 500. Obviously, he's done a lot for the community this year, so hats off to him, and tough competitor for sure.
Agreed. Echoed all of that for sure.
Um,
Thanks a lot for coming in and taking over. I'm not sure if Vissery is watching or not, but yes, as you said.
but
Do this.
yeah, that is a terrifying 1-2-3. The combination of what is it, Pete,
It's
and then
Luann, Pete,
oh yeah,
Mikey, I think.
yeah, So that Luann's a weird one because Luann, I I think ended the regular season with the best batting average, and I think the most total hits, something like that. And I
Yeah,
didn't.
she may have led the league in runs.
I
I'm
you
not
know
positive on that, but
backyard baseball is so funny that there's certain players. It's like regardless of stats that like just speak to you or don't, and she's one that just like doesn't do it for me. Whereas like Vicky, I like love having her on my roster, even if like statistically yada yada. And so like I didn't pick Luann all season as any free agent or anything, and then like late in the year saw like wow man she's getting a lot of hits, so I picked her, and I think like went hitless, had an error in the field. I'm like okay, maybe I just don't play her right, but yeah, her and then Pete's obviously a like impossible out when he puts the ball in play on the ground or on a
Hmm.
solid line drive, and then Mikey, my gosh,
Yeah, that one,
terrifying
two,
pitcher.
three. Uh, Luan led the league in runs with 11. This is among like non free agent play. Luan led the league in runs with 11. Pete was second with 10. The next closest player had 6 runs.
Right.
So that 1, 2, 3.
And
Luan, Pete, Mikey
Mikey's
driving them in.
just so hard to pitch to because it again usually a player like either inside or outside, and most of the time it's inside, but like you know at least one half of the plate you can work them, them to. Mikey, you're just doomed either way. You go outside, he's obviously gonna just cream one that way, and then you saw the one pitch went inside, and he backed Vicky up against the wall. I couldn't believe Vicky
Yep,
didn't catch that.
almost forgot about that play.
Um,
It I feel like on such a short wall, you don't often see those ones where it sort of gets like pinned between the wall and the outfielder.
yeah, and
Like you
Vicky's
normally it's either a catcher or home run.
and Vicky's sort of weird because she's so short. So
Hmm.
like, that's sort of like my outfield construction is, especially here, is like her and right, and then Kimmy out and left. 'Cause, like Kimmy, if she's under it, she's pretty reliable, but she's short too, and it's kind of hard to judge even when you're back up against the wall. But I guess I don't know. It was unlucky for him to miss out on a home run. It was unlucky for me to not make the catch, I guess. And then he obviously hits the 2-run home run after that. But that's why I like that's one of the reasons why I play at Ekman is huge park, and it gives me a lot more room. And that sort of leads to where I'm heading next, which is playing Gentry, who
Hmm.
is at Parks Department number 2, classic field, and the right field porch is like where Ekman's first base is. So
Yes,
it's just
you're right.
a completely different park in that respect.
Yeah. I wanted to ask about there's a very cool play where you called a timeout and moved Jeter to catcher, I think, right? When
Yeah,
Pete
that's when my
was it Pete or
I,
Luan who was
I
on first
believe
base?
I believe Luann. It was Luann on first. Yeah, she
Yeah.
like that was the chucks the ball at
Yep.
Bagwell, and Bagwell just like it like bounces off his chest and goes back to the pitcher.
Yeah. It was very funny, like commentating it. It was for a second there. It was like, oh, what a great strategical move by Rajahs
Yeah,
putting Jeter at catcher, and
pretty.
it was, but it just didn't work out because he
Yeah,
totally,
well, Jeter's throw was like perfect. I mean, like
yeah.
Luann got like 3 steps a second of Vissery center back, and looking at it, I don't know if I had to play it first, but I guess I felt like it doesn't hurt to try. Except I forget who was at second. Is it Marty or whoever? Just airmails it into
I
the
think it was
neighbor's yard.
Burnett's.
Oh,
Oh
Burnett,
yeah.
man, Burnett's another one, man. I don't hate him. I don't love having him, but it's like okay, I keep hearing all year like, oh, the lefty meta, like lefties do so well, and then I actually one of you guys mentioned like Burnett's not having a high batting average, but like winning some games this year. I lost the game, second to last or third to last game of the regular season. That was me losing to Steel Eye, who came in like 1-9, and I was like 6-2 or something. I needed like one win to clinch a playoff spot, and we were 0-0 to the fifth, and Burnett's hit a 2-run double down the left field line that went all the way to the fence. Um,
I
went up.
think I also recall in your game against who was it? Your game against Loba that Nate and I casted. I believe that Burnett's played and had a key hit in that game.
So I'm like, oh, all right, I'll. It again. I get like not peer pressure, but you see like these players do well for the teams. Mo Vaughn's another one. Mo Vaughn like has been killing me all year, so I'm like, oh, all right, I'll pick him. Like usually it's like when if Bagwell's off the board, if Sean Green's off the board, and you don't really, you don't need a pitcher. You're like, okay, I'll go move on. And I don't know what his batting average is for me, but he, he's done more damage against me than for. Could be user error, but
I think
Um,
both of your teams kind of summarize the or you um, we're talking about like the players that certain players that you are just you can't really explain it too much, but you just know how to use them,
yeah,
and
and
other
I mean,
players like with for in your case like with Angela and Vicky, a lot of players would not even think about taking him, but they're two of the biggest contributors on your team, and a huge reason why you got the third seed and are moving on to the second round of the playoffs, and well, and from last season that you made the finals with.
yeah, because I mean, lefties I tend to pitch inside, so they're I have Jeter's the best defender of the field, so putting him in center, like one of you guys mentioned, Ekman is just like such a huge outfield, so having him in center just kind of makes
Hmm.
the most sense. But for the most part, because I'm pitching lefties inside and they're all going to be pulling them, they're going to be drilling them out to right field, right? So you need somebody out there that's kind of reliable. And Vicky, I don't know what her baseballs out of 10 on defense is. I think it's pretty high. Her vision's good, so she's relatively reliable. Again, she's short, so that's a problem. But like generally, if it's like a can of corn, she's there, she's got it. But it's that arm. People like super underestimate that arm. Like, I think first inning there was a base hit to right that Vissery had, uh,
Yep.
and she gunned either Mo or somebody down at first by like 5 steps. I probably have a dozen plays like that in both seasons that I've had her. So I don't know. Does she get on base a ton? No, but like every single time she gets out, it's exactly what happened today, which is like little dribbler down the third base line and they get her by a step. But if
Hmm.
she's on base, watch out because then she's going to steal. So you know, again, 9-hole hitter. She's only going to have 2 plate appearances at most in a game anyway. But I just like having her. But it's the biggest example of that you're describing is Angela. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, truly, it is like legendary game for Angela.
yeah. And it's like you draft her and like people almost laugh. And like I agree because there are the time sort of there are the times that she makes the miscues and I'm like, oh jeez, why did I pick this? But I think her ERA was pretty good. It was one of the league leaders.
Yeah, and I mean just the fact that you, I guess I can check here, but I feel like she may have. Have you like how many innings have you pitched with other players besides
I
her?
I I think I would have to go back, but I think Sean coming in relief today is the only time I've had a relief pitcher all year. I I, I could be wrong. But it's
Yeah.
almost never. I'm pretty stubborn. I pretty much stick with her because it's like where are you going to put her? I mean,
Hmm.
that's the other problem is if she doesn't like if you draft her, she's there to pitch, and if you put her at more or less any other position, if she's even at catcher, it's a liability because this is not a game where you can just bury somebody terrible at catcher and hope to get away with it because there's the catcher is involved in like a relatively high percentage of plays. I mean, so many, you
Yeah.
know, balls that go right out in front of the plate, and that's her problem, right? She's super slow to the ball and can't throw to first. Um, so you're almost like better off just keeping her pitcher, but she was super gassed, and I gave up the home run to Mo, and I guess I was frustrated and put in Sean, and bless him because he held down the fort the rest of the game. But Angela's tough. Like you really, I don't know that I've thrown a fastball or more than like 2 fastballs with her in both seasons combined. And what is that? Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pitches by now. So because she is just not a great fastball. So you can't mix up speeds, which is, that's
Hmm.
that's a tough thing. So you're never really fooling a batter. It's just
Just kind of
command,
consistent,
com-
like hitting your
command,
spot. Yeah.
yeah, command and hoping that they don't make good contact off her. But it's tough. Again, Parks Department number 2. I've lost at least 2 games off the top of my head. Last season, I lost to Laharl there. This year, I lost to Craig Gentry, who I'm playing in the next round. I lost 6-5. It was a barn burner of a game. I went down 6-0, and it was one of those like you're down 6
Wow.
nothing, so screw it games. Like, and it was like early. It was like second or third inning or something. And it was one of those like, all right, well, game's over. Let's just like have fun. And then it's Parks Department, so I had a couple home runs back, and suddenly it was 6-4, 6-5, and Angela hit one that got caught at the wall, or would have been a go ahead
Oof.
homer. So it's a dangerous place to play, but it's one that you're never quite out of because you know
The short porches and left and right.
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm happy to move on. Is it a best 2 out of 3 series in this next round going forward?
Yes, it is best out of 3. Craig will have for the first and third game if we get there. Craig will have his choice of either home field or first pick in the draft. And
Oh,
for the second game, you will have that choice.
right. Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
Be interesting
I
to see what people pick. I think.
yeah, there was. I had to like actually think about it last year against Laharl. Well, because last year the rosters were so much worse on average, right? Because our free agent choices were
Yep.
different. So I'd have to go back and think, but I think at the time I sacrificed home field advantage and wanted the pick because it was like so crucial to get. I don't remember who was like the best free agent last year. Probably
Marty.
Marty,
Marty,
Yeah.
probably.
or yeah. I was like, crap. I just need another guy that hits above like a 30.
Mhm.
you Um, so it maybe so he gets the pick of those two things.
Yes, for the first and third game.
I I guess I probably would pick home field.
I think that like Griffey is leading the league in home runs, and I think that Parks is a good field for
Oh, is
him to
that
hit home runs.
he has
You
Griffey
know
on
what I'm
his team?
saying? Oh no, he doesn't. I'm sorry. Laharl is Griffey.
I was gonna say Griffey on Parks Department's like unfair. It's like a grounder could make it out.
Sorry about that. His team. I can go through his team now. I guess he's got Raul Mondesi, Juan Gonzalez, Ivan Rodriguez, Tony Del Vecchio, and Jason Giambi. So you'll have
Okay.
another Tony versus Angela.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's an awkward
nice.
it's an awkward car ride home because one of the two loses, and I would say when Angela wins, she's a little nicer about it. When Tony wins, he rubs it in a little bit. Um,
You think
but
so? I don't know if Angela's that nice about it.
she's one of those like quietly mean.
Uh,
Um, reading her book in the backseat. No, yeah, Ivan's tough because parking a catcher and everything's an out. I forget who had Sandy Flats last season, but somebody
That was Person
and
Izzle had it.
and then put Ivan at catcher, and I think had like 16 of the 18 putouts of the game. It was like infuriating, but really, really good strategy. Raul Mondesi, yeah, he hit a home run against me last time. And then who else was it besides Ivan and
Juan
Tony?
Gonzalez
Yeah, Juan hit.
and Jason Giambi.
Yeah, Juan and Raul both hit home runs against me earlier this year. Mondesi is. I mean, I think our league has kind of figured it out. But if you like asked an average player, I don't think they would realize how good of a player in this
Yeah.
game Raul Mondesi is.
He's got the power. He's got the arm. He's got some speed.
So yeah, good game here. I'm glad to move on to a best of 3. So at least I have 2 more games. So that's fun. The one game playoffs, like when Mo hit the home run, and you see the chat, it's really hard to score in this game, especially in
Yeah.
a park this big, and you're like, oh crap, there it is. So anything can happen in one game, but I'm glad at least if Craig takes home field advantage and we go to parks and I get lit up, at least I know like, hey, I've got a game 2 at least to play, so that's good.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
so
I think What do you think of the playoff format that we had this year?
I think it's fine because it got 6 people out of the how many did we have after the one dropped? One player dropped.
11.
10, 11. Yeah, I mean it's sort of what MLB in real life is doing is they're trying to get more teams into the playoffs. And what it does is almost everybody
Hmm.
was in it down to the
I
end,
think pretty much every team except one
except Steele,
plus,
who kicked my butt.
yeah, yeah, every team except them was like still in the
which
playoff hunt
which
until
is
the
like
second to last game or something like that.
which is super fun. I mean, because then like even I was in there because I was at one game more to win and I clinch and I lost like 2 or 3 games right on that cusp and then thankfully I like won one at the end to guarantee it. I don't know if I would have won any of the tiebreakers, but I was glad to not need it. But it's fun because everybody's working out the tiebreakers and it's everybody's sweating it down to the last game and it keeps everybody engaged. It keeps everybody motivated to play out the rest of the season. You don't have to like go hunt somebody down. That's
Yep,
a
that's
million games
totally
out.
out of it. Yep.
Um, and yeah, and I think with the number of players that we have, having like these two play-in games into semifinals makes perfect sense. I especially
Cool.
like it since they won. So,
Cool.
but
All right. Thanks a lot for coming on.
yeah, thanks for
Any
casting.
final shout
Um,
outs? Shout
when
out
is
Angela.
has the other playoff game been played?
I
Not
do not know. As far as I know, it hasn't. I know they were trying to schedule it.
Um, well, whenever we cast it, if I'm around, I'm happy to hop on.
cool.
It'd be nice to be on a cast on a game that I'm not having to sweat myself and playing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
hard
think
to commentate and, play at a top level at the same time. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, but yeah, hopefully the Loba and Arco will be played sometime, and I don't know exactly what time that will be streamed, but probably sometime next week, and we'll let everyone know what when that time comes, and in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, someone can post a link in the Twitch channel right now. If you are not in there, that's the um, best place to find out any new information about when streams are going to be, or when different developments are going to be, or if we're having different seasons or leagues or whatever is going on.
I wonder if we can rope whoever it was that was giving away some swag during the finals last year.
think uh, I think Jibbo is still making pennants from the first
I
season.
I
He's been
received
working away in the
I
in
received
the
my
crafts room.
I received my runner-up pennant, and it is really cool.
Yeah, likewise, I won a little pennant too.
It's one of the wonderful dorky things that I now own. So, but
Glad
thanks
to
for
hear
having me
it.
on, and good talking with you. Good cast, and moving on.
Cool. Congrats. All right.
Congrats and good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the next round.
Cool. All right. That was an awesome game.
So
Thanks a
yeah,
lot for having me on, Nate.
no problem. Thanks for jumping on and commentating with me. And as always, it was a blast. Thanks for Rajahs and Vissery for putting on a good show, and for Rajahs for the post game interview. Always a blast to talk to both of them. So I don't know when the next playoff game will be held, but uh, we'll let you guys know when it happens in the Discord. Keep you up to date if any new findings and schedule. So, unless you have anything else to say, Question Monkey, then that will do it for both of us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
See you,
Thanks for
everyone.
watching.